All right guys, welcome to DIY Mitch's Garage. Today's video is going to be a little different than my normal videos. This is going to be more of a vlog style video. So if you like that kind of video, hang around. I have a lot of stuff to go over with y'all today. And so without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, I think I'm ready. I don't know if I'm recording or not. This all could be just a failed video for all I know at this point in time. My GoPro was recording when I put it on my head, and I didn't want to put it on my head. I wanted to use my chesty today, but I literally put the camera on my head mount and thought I had it on my chesty before I left the house. Yay me. All right, so you guys have already seen it. There it is. This is what's new in DIY Mitch's Garage. I now have me an e-bike. Yes, an e-bike. So we're getting ready to unload this puppy and a new bike rack. I tell you guys, my hobbies just, I don't know, they're out of control. My hobbies are out of control. It's a mess. So the coolest thing about this bike rack is, well, there's several cool things about the bike rack. I don't even know what to get into first. I guess since we're on the e-bike situation and we're on the bike rack situation, and I'm setting up the bike rack and I'm getting ready to unload the bike rack, let's talk about the bike rack. All right, so as you can see here, I have I hope y'all can see. Let me get my camera going here. I hope y'all can see everything. I have a ramp, which this is the coolest feature of this e-bike rack. This is a Hollywood Racks. It comes highly rated, and I did a lot of research on it. There you go. There's the ramp. That's how easy you put the ramp on. So, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all what, these bike racks to go on your hitch, they are no joke. I mean, I looked at the Thules, I looked at the Yokohamas, I looked at all of them, and this one right here seemed to be the best rack for its features, for its weight capacity, and for its price. I mean, this bike rack right here was, I believe, 800 bucks. And I did get it on Amazon, but rated really high. And so far in the time that I've used it, it has been by far one of the best bike racks I have ever owned. All right, so as you can see, I've got my brand new Aventon Adventure e-bike up here. This bicycle is a 750 watt 36 volt system, but let me tell you, this bike is definitely underrated for what it's capable of doing. It's technically a level 3 e-bike because it does have a throttle. It's got multiple levels, which I'll go into when I get onto the bicycle and explain it to you. But just overall, I mean, for me, with the fat tires, I wanted something where I could go off-road into the grass. I wanted something I can ride on a trail. I wanted something I can ride on pavement. So the bike fits me very well. So if you're looking for an e-bike, that may be something to consider with the fat tires. Yes, it is heavy. The bicycle comes in at around 80 pounds. And then, of course, I loaded it with more stuff to make it even heavier. However, with the big tires, it rides really good. It has the front suspension forks on it, and it does have a shock seat on as well. Let's just go ahead and get the bicycle off the rack, and then we'll start going into to it a little more, and we'll get on it and we'll go for a ride. And there's also a whole lot more I need to talk to y'all about, and what's going on with DIY Mitch, or me, Mitch. So let's get this thing unloaded. I'll show you how to unload it, and we'll go from there. So it's real easy to unload. The first thing you want to do is release the, and it's going to beep because the bicycle's thinking it's being moved. So, and that is a feature on these bicycles. They're GPS and they're geo-fenced. So if they move or get stolen, you'll know where the bike's at with the electronic features that's on it. So that's a really good feature. It is a paid for service, but I think they give you like 6 months to a year or something for free. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing undone here. Get these straps undone. All right. Okay, so that's basically all there is to that. And then your top support. but you just unscrew it like this. And of course, when you do this, you know the bike will fall over. And let's remove that support. And essentially, you're ready to roll the bicycle right off of the bike rack. And it is heavy, so it's a good thing you do have this ramp, because if you're like me, you do not want to be picking this bicycle up. That is faux show. And I just use my brake here to just let it slide right down from the bike rack. It's real simple. And there you go. You got your e-bike off of that bike rack right there. It's that simple. It's got a kickstand. It's really nice. Get the kickstand down there. And then we can put away our ramp. And we can store our ramp so it doesn't get gone. All right. And the bike rack is locked. It has a lock that comes with it. And you can lock it to your hitch. I know I did a ton of research on these e-bikes. And there are a lot of online sellers on Amazon. There's a lot of online sellers on the internet. One of the biggest ones is electric bikes. But now, ironically enough, electric bikes are also sold at Best Buy, if you guys didn't know that. But I did a ton of research on these bikes, and I just wanted to buy one from a local dealer where I had local support, and I wouldn't have to just rely on tech support or being, mailed parts to try and fix it. I wanted to be able to go local if there was an issue with the bicycle. All right. And the bag, no, the bag did not come with it. The bag happened to be sitting on the bicycle when I bought it. So I said, hey, how much is that bag? And they said, you know what, I'll cut you a deal on that bag. And so I decided to get the bag with it. So no, the bag did not come with the bicycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and power up the display on this Aventon. It's actually an Adventure 3, so it's the version 3 of the Adventure bikes by Aventon. So we just push the center button here to turn on the display. I actually need to hold it. There it goes. Okay. And the Aventon does have an app. It's a very good app, actually.
I think mine might.
Okay, where was I? Okay, so the Aventon does have a pretty cool app. It's very intuitive, and it can track your rides, and it'll give you a map and keep track of your rides and the distance and the map and everything. And you can also save that off. So we are on the Aventon Adventure 3. So this is version 3 of the Adventure bikes, and this one is the 750 watt e-bike, and so far, guys, I've been pretty impressed with it. And I typically ride it in the eco mode here, and I don't really, there's actually 3 levels. So you have eco mode, and then you have sport mode, and you have turbo mode. So turbo mode and a boost. And when you put it on those modes, let me tell you something, it will fly. So for the maximum amount of exercise and just needing a little bit of pedal assist from the bicycle, I typically keep it in eco mode. So that works out for me, because I still want to feel like I'm actually putting effort into pedaling the bicycle. And it also does have a throttle, so if you hit the throttle, it will also take off that way as well. All right, let me see if I can get across the road here without getting killed. Of course, cars are not going to stop, I can tell you that, even in here in a crosswalk. Okay, so let's see. So even though it is a 36 volt, 750 watt bicycle or e-bike, this bicycle will still do on level 3. It will still go the 28 miles an hour. I don't know if I have enough of trail here to show you that. Actually, I may be able to get over here on one of the subdivision roads and probably go break every speed limit they have over there, and I'll try to get to 28 miles an hour when we get over there. Again, I don't have any worries about this being a 36 volt bike. 48 volts may give you more run time depending on how hard how much you use the e-bike or the electric motor, but for my use case, I just wanted just a little bit of assist for the heels, and I really, you know, didn't want the bike to be propelling me the whole time. I still wanted to be able to pedal the bike myself and give it my own input, so I can use my my own leg strength to get it to work. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So let's see if we can get 28 miles an hour out of this bike here. No one's behind me. Nobody's in front of me. We're gonna go turbo mode, gear down, and let's go. I ain't 25, so I'm gonna be able to get out of it. I'm not going downhill. And oh yes, I forgot to mention that there is a setting in the app, and I believe I do have that limited to 25. So let me get down here to a shady spot, and I will change it to the 28 limit, and we'll see if we can get 28 miles an hour out of this Aventon. Look at the deer. Look at the deer. Look at the deer, guys. Look at this deer. There you go. See him? Just standing. 3, 1, 2, 3. It was like the deer in the headlights. Look, they're still there. 3 deer. That is awesome. It's like they're not even scared either. That's crazy, isn't it? And let's go to there's settings. Let's see, where's the settings? Here's the power. You can also lock the bike. We don't want to lock it. More settings. Okay, so let's go to, yep, so I have the speed limited to 24 miles an hour. Let's go to 28, just like that right there. So that's the max speed, miles per hour. And let's go back out of the app. Let's get our map back going, and let's start. And now we will see. I need to tighten up my display. I did notice it was loose, but that's okay. I can tighten it up so it'll stay up in an upright position. I had my speaker on here, my little JBL speaker last weekend when we did the North Carolina Tobacco Trail, and also we rode up through Cary from there, me and my son. So anyway, all right. Look, there's more deer. There's deer everywhere. Check out the deer, y'all. Deer. Just a bunch of does. There's another. There's a baby. There's Bambi. Look at Bambi, y'all. Check it out. That's awesome. All the deer here in North Carolina. Oh yeah, so it's the Friday before Labor Day weekend. All right, let's see if we can get 28. I think I can get 28. Yep, 28 miles an hour right there. So absolutely, this bicycle will do 28 miles an hour. And I'm gonna tell you what, guys, it's 28 miles an hour on a bicycle is no joke. This is not a motorcycle, it's a bicycle. It's no joke. All right, we're gonna put it back on eco and act like we're really pedaling a bicycle. So there you go. This bicycle will definitely do 28 miles an hour. I hope y'all could see that on display here. It's kind of pointed down, but I can't help it right now. All right, now I was pedaling it. I tried to use the throttle, but it seemed like it cut out. So yeah, 28 miles an hour is definitely doable. Now, you will be burning through some battery at anything over 20 miles an hour. You're gonna burn through the battery. So let's face it, you probably won't get 10 miles out of the bicycle. And I think this one has a range of 65 miles on a single battery charge. So it's got pretty good distance for an e-bike with fat tires and as big as this bicycle is. And so far, from what I have seen on it, just in my couple of weeks of ownership, I've gotten close to 59 miles. And that is, that's on eco mode. So again, you put that thing, and if you use more throttle and don't keep it in eco mode, there's no way you're going to get 65 miles of range out of this bicycle. And I would even go so far as to say sometimes I turn the thing off altogether and just pedal. So I think that comes in very useful for when you want to take that super long bicycle trip on a greenway or something, and you just really primarily want to use it for, you know, uphill pedaling or just uphills to give you that assist when you need to go up that really steep grade. And that's exactly where the use case for this e-bike lands for my purposes. So but definitely make sure you get an e-bike that is suited for your needs. And but I really think this one is going to suit my needs, my use case, what are you going to call it, quite well. In fact, I almost want to go so far as to say, just if I were to lump a bicycle or all the bicycles I've ever owned into a category and throw this one in there, this will probably be one of the best, if not the best bicycle I have ever owned. So yeah, I'll definitely stick my nose out there and give this one an A+ for my purposes. So yeah, so Aventon Adventure 3. This bicycle is definitely very capable off-road, on trails, gravel trails, dirt trails, for its big tires. And don't let the tires fool you. Even though they're big, it is an e-bike, and it'll definitely go under the electric power. And if you're hesitant about pedaling a bicycle with big tires, you really don't have to worry about that with this Aventon. So okay, now the rest of this video is going to be about me, DIY Mitch, and I gave my decision to let my YouTube community know what my current situation is. And when I tell you what my current situation is, you will probably want to know why I am even exercising or riding a bicycle. So I would almost say things have already gotten real for me. If they haven't gotten real, they're probably going to get real. And there's been a lot of health changes with me in general, and I don't know if those changes were brought on because of my own neglect for my health, or if maybe some of the things going on are due to just things that are out of my control. But I've had some recent health issues that have really caused me and my wife and my family a lot of concerns. And I'm concerned. I'm probably more concerned about anything in my entire life than I've ever been concerned. And so I've been having issues with just generally feeling tiredness, just not feeling my best. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, you kind of know when you're feeling good, everything's good, you feel like you want to do things, you feel like you could conquer the world, right? You know, from a physical aspect. Well, honestly, for the past couple of years, I've not felt that way. And so I chalked it up to just being old. I chalked it up to being over 50, 55 years old, almost 56 years old. My birthday is in about 2.5 weeks. So I really chalked it up to being over the hill, so to speak. And but I had some chest pains several weeks ago, and so I went to the ER. And interestingly enough, one of the things that were kind of a tip off that, hey, something's not right, is, guess what? This thing right here on my wrist. Y'all wouldn't believe this. My iWatch. So I would randomly check my resting heart rate, and you can do your ECG on here. It's a very basic ECG. It's like, they consider this like a 1 lead, maybe a half lead ECG, EKG, whatever you call it, right? To check your heart rhythm. So my iWatch was telling me that my resting heart rate was in the 30s, and I knew that wasn't right. That was just not right. And then I started doing the ECG, the electrocardiogram, whatever they call it. I don't think they call it EKG here, it's ECG on the iWatch. And so it kept on telling me that it couldn't detect my ECG. It kept on telling me that it's inconclusive. The literal iWatch is telling me that it was inconclusive. And so I kept on trying it, and just about every time it said it was inconclusive. And really what it was is your iWatch cannot pick up what's going on in your heart, other than that it's detecting a pulse and the strength of that pulse and whatnot from your wrist, right? So somehow or another it can get the electrical signals in your body as to how your heart is beating. Not exactly how your heart is beating, but to how your heart is beating. Not how, but to what degree your heart is beating. And so it kept on saying the results were inconclusive. So of course I did what every person in 2025 does now. I went to AI and I started looking that up. And basically AI, my iWatch, and myself and my wife and my kids all agreed you need to go to the hospital. That's pretty how much that went down. And so I went to the ER, told them I had chest pains, tightness in my chest, told them I wasn't feeling good, told them I had some dizziness, told them I had some lightheadedness, and man, they whisked me right onto the bed and on the EKG machine within like 2 minutes. So they hooked me up to that thing and checked my heart and did all this and that, put fluid on me, you know, like I was having a heart attack. And so I guess it was the PA or the attending doctor or whatever. She come in, she said, well, you have this thing called PVCs. I mean, a DIY guy, you know, I'm thinking PVCs, I don't have no pipe. I've got pipes in my heart. Is that what you're talking about? I got pipe in my heart? Sewer pipes or something? She said, no, you have something called premature ventricular contractions. Okay, of course, you know, I'm very humorous and I have a sense of humor. And I said, am I dying? Am I gonna die? And she was like, no, you're not dying. You're far from it. And I'm like, well, what does this mean? What's going on? You know, and they're staring at this EKG, man. They're just staring at it like, I think the nurse came in, the PA came in, and the doctor came in, and they're all staring at this thing. And I couldn't see it was behind my head, you know. I'm like, well, okay, what are y'all looking at? And my wife's over there, she's about to cry and everything, and just, it's a disaster. They said, well, you can manage it. You know, think of it, you know, like, let's see, think of it, what do they say? They said, think of it like it's the, PVCs are the inverse of afibrillation, right? Okay, so PVCs are basically where your heart, it's not a plumbing issue, it is a electrical issue. It's where your heart is like the top of your heart, your ventricular, I guess. And I'm sure I'm gonna have people on here like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And honestly, I don't, I'm not a doctor, far from it. But your heart is beating abnormal, basically. It's like the top portion of your heart and your bottom portion of your heart are beating at the same time. And I'm like, okay, so really, what does this mean? What are y'all telling me? Oh, well, now you got to go see a cardiologist. So you got to go see a cardiologist and you got to get another EKG and get their opinion, and you'll probably wear a heart monitor and all this and that. So just as they had said, yes, I had to wear a heart monitor for 48 hours. And, you know, meanwhile, I'm not all that oblivious to what's going on in my body. I knew there was something wrong. I mean, I knew I wasn't feeling good. I knew I had some tightness in my chest. I knew I had lightheadedness. I knew my chest didn't feel good sometimes. I knew it. So I wore this monitor for 48 hours, and I sent it back in. And then within about 3 days, my cardiologist, ironically enough, my cardiologist's wife is having a baby, so he's not in the office. He said he would keep an eye on it and send me messages through what we call the MyChart thing we have. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. He got the results of it, and he sent me a message, and I got the text. He said, so we're gonna put you on a beta blocker. So I'm on this beta blocker, and this is at the point which y'all are probably thinking, well, why are you riding a bicycle and exercising? Well, let's be honest, I love exercising. I love getting a workout. And as y'all have already seen, I am not passing out and I am not fainting. I am pedaling an e-bike. So all's well in that department. So the only thing that really concerns me about beta blockers, and guys, if y'all have any suggestions or anything to help me out through this process, just please leave me a comment and let me know, because I am concerned. But you know, I do a lot of research too, so I read a lot, do a lot of AI, unfortunately. Hey, you know, if you can write good and you can make a good prompt on AI, it's going to give you a pretty accurate answer, you know, because AI just takes inputs from everybody else that has medical issues, and even doctors and scholars and everything else. So you're going to get a halfway decent answer out of AI if you put a good prompt in there and you know exactly what you're asking for. But I'm really concerned about this beta blocker, because what I found it's doing is it's keeping my heart rate low. And right now I'm a little winded just by riding this bicycle, because I know my heart rate is not where it needs to be. I'm probably literally at not even 80 beats per minute. So whereas I should probably be closer to 100, 110, 120, right? That's the one thing that concerns me about being with beta blockers. So ironically enough, I don't think I have any more symptoms of PVC. So the chances are it's probably working, which is good, because if this beta blocker does not work for me, I will be looking at it an ablation. That's what a surgeon will do. If you have heart issues like that, they go in there and do an ablation, basically burn parts of the inside of your heart. They will take a catheter and go up through your groin, and they will stick that thing all the way up in there, and they will give you an ablation on your heart. So that's the only thing that really concerns me about this whole problem I have. So it's a concern, but I mean, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm too young for the alternative. I'm too active for the alternative. I think everybody's too young for the alternative, right? So yeah, things just got real fast. But I'm going to take it a day at a time and roll with the punches, I guess, and just deal with whatever cards I'm dealt as far as this little situation goes. And I guess, you know, if y'all follow me this long, when I said a lot of it was probably my fault, yeah, I drank a little bit. I'm sure that probably did not help the cause any at all, but which is surprising. You know, let's face it, the alcohol, let me get in here before I kill myself. I got it. I get it. The alcohol is one thing that's bad, and that's, I'm sure that did not help the situation. But the caffeine, and I used to drink a lot of coffee. I've really cut back on my caffeine intake tremendously. But if you do the research on these PVCs, there are 3 main contributing factors to PVCs, and that's stress, caffeine, and alcohol. So those are the 3 biggies that can onset premature ventricular contractions. And so I can't say that I've completely cut out my stress. I've cut out the alcohol, and I've just about cut out the caffeine. So, and I'm trying to do all the right things, which is crazy because I used to exercise a lot, and I mean, I could literally get my heart rate down into the low 50s when I was exercising a lot at around 50 years old. And so now I don't have any problems getting my heart rate down to 50 because there's a problem, and that's concerning to me. But it's like, I got to take the good with the bad, right? It's like, if I continue to have the PVCs, that's going to be bad for your heart in the long run, because from what I understand, PVCs will damage your heart in the long run. And but low heart rate, if you have low heart rate, I don't know how that really affects. I mean, obviously, I guess you're in stroke territory, or your body's not getting enough of blood flow. You basically have poor cardiovascular health, right, if you can't get your heart rate up. So that's the only really long-term concerns I have about the beta blocker. And I mean, obviously, I know what you're all going to say. Oh, talk to your cardiologist about it. Talk to your doctor about it. And I am. I have an open dialogue with my physicians, all my physicians. But we're kind of in this infancy right now, in discovery phase of this problem I have, right? So, like I said, I'm going to just deal with it. I'm going to deal with it a day at a time. Do what the doctors tell me to do. Take my medications and go from there, right? All right, let's go up this hill, guys, on this e-bike. Okay, I'm in eco, and I'm really having the pedal pretty good, but it's not too much of a struggle. So we're going to get on one up this hill, and that right there is why I wanted an e-bike. I love the exercise. I just don't like the hills. So this thing is a great fit for all the hills. It's very good for the hills. All right, guys, I'm done ranting about my situation. I don't know if I'll be able to get this video up before the Labor Day weekend. Maybe I will. It depends on how much free time I have in the next couple hours, days, weeks. No, I'll probably get it up sometime this weekend, and so y'all can see it. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, in my last video I had a rant about turbo tint, and guys, let me tell y'all something. After that video, I was contacted by Turbo Tint, and I was contacted by the owner of that place over there. And let me tell y'all something. The owner of that location was probably by far the nicest guy ever. And he calls me up. He's like, look, he's like, Mitch. He's like, look, he's like, what will it take for you to come back to me and have me make this right. And, you know, I said, what do you have in mind, right? You know, and he's like, look, here's what I'm gonna do. He gave me a few options, and he said, look, just, you know, come back over here, we'll make it right. And so a week later, I went over there and took the Tesla in, and they hooked me up with some tint, and they tinted the Tesla. And man, I'm gonna tell y'all what, this thing looks absolutely phenomenal. They did just a spectacular job on tinting my Tesla. So I'll leave y'all with a video of the Tesla and show you guys the tint on the Tesla and how good it looks. And you know, as far as turbo tint goes, no foul, no harm. They made it right. And ironic enough, they told me the situation. They said, look, they said what happened was we had just went to a new system, and I think they used the Shopify system. They used that online e-commerce situation, and they said, look, it was the first weekend we had just turned that system on. And he says, you were the only one that had any scheduling issues whatsoever. He says, we're going to make it right. We're going to fix this, and we're going to make sure it don't happen again. So I don't know about y'all, but if you got an owner of a company who's willing to stand behind their product, stand behind their service, that is a company you need to do business with. So guys, I'm going to leave you all with that. If you like the video, please hit that like button. Leave me a comment, set your notification so you'll know when I upload some new videos. I don't upload videos all the time like these big time YouTubers do. I have a real life, a real job, real stress thing going on, so it's not all about YouTube. So I'm sorry if I can't make videos for you guys all the time. It just is what it is, and that's the part of having a real job and not a YouTube profession. So hope you guys understand. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.